lucky girl. That's what they always called me. Everybody knew that my luck never ended. This became more and more visible as I grew older. When I was 6, it was just winning board games. But when I grew older, it turned into getting everything I ever wanted. Now, here I am, 300 years later, a walking human corpse. So lucky to be praised with an immortal body. Yet I don't mind. But what can I do in a world where everyone sees me as the freak? It's quite simple, you see. You make them the freak, I said, in front of my army of the undead, slowly spreading my arms, knowing that soon I would be lucky enough to be the leader of this world. As a private investigator, you see a lot of different things. So far, this case seemed open and shut. The girl had been missing for about 2 weeks, and her mother went to talk to the police, but they were no help. She found me in the local paper, and since I didn't want to waste my time with a simple job, I had to charge a bit extra. I went to the family's house, searched the daughter's room, and found exactly what I needed. A Google search on the computer for motels in the area, a pile of clothes ready to be packed, and a journal. The journal was filled with names. I wasn't sure what to think about the journal, but I had what I needed for now. I left the house and decided to visit a few of the daughter's friends' houses. They seemed to have no idea where she went or who the people in the journal were. This confused me a bit because I assumed they were people from their high school. I had to start thinking about possible places she could have gone in the time she's been gone. She couldn't have gotten far, but there's no way she's still in her hometown. After calling a few motels and asking some questions over the phone, I've determined where she might be. The man at the front desk of the last motel informed me that he had seen a similar girl and she had checked in a week ago. Unfortunately, he wasn't sure if she was still there. I finally arrived at the motel and run through the situation again with the man at the desk. He informs me that he can't just give me the key to the room, but subtly hints at which room is hers. Before I'm fully out the door, the man tells me to be careful. He says people in this area have been going missing these past few weeks. I immediately take out the daughter's journal and compare the names in the journal to the name of the missing person in today's paper. One match. With this new information and the room number, I head out. Why the hell would this girl have the name of a missing man in her journal? I get to the room on the 2nd floor and notice the door is slightly ajar. Looks like I didn't need a key. I knock, there's no answer, so I go to open the door. Inside the room were bodies, some chopped up and put into bags and some still in one piece. Upon further examination, there are some driver's licenses on the motel table. I again pull out the journal to compare the names. Almost every single one of the names in the book matched the licenses. I'm speechless. Suddenly, the door cracks open, and there she was, the daughter, holding the head of the man at the front desk in her hand. Hello, detective. What the hell kind of case is this? It was a cold night. Rain softly hitting the pavement as I was playing my game. The clock hit 3 a.m. I sighed. I realized I wasted yet another day on gaming. I didn't feel sleepy whatsoever, so I decided to do one more round. That's where the tickling started. At first, I didn't think much of it, seeing as headphones always tickled a little if you wore them for too long. As the night went on, it became worse. It didn't take that long before it started hurting me. In distress, I tried to take my headphones off as soon as I could, but yet to no avail. My breathing grew louder as I was left to wonder why I couldn't take them off. I quickly opened my camera on my phone, trying to see what was wrong. My eyes slowly grew wider as I saw what caused the headphones to be stuck. Wires were all wrapped around my face. They grew out of the headphones and slowly crawled all over me. I stressed out and I tried pulling them off as hard as I could. Yet, it was too late. A loud crack was heard as I was left to see nothing but the darkness. I woke up this morning and looked out my window to see it was raining cats and dogs. They hit the ground, splattering on impact and making loud, wet, gooshy, goppy sounds. Smack, splish, smack, sploosh, smack, smack, goosh, splot. Yawning, I stretched and dragged myself out of bed with an effort. I brushed my teeth and dressed, ate a quick breakfast, and went out the front door. The gas gauge showed empty when I started the car. The washer fluid light too. I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and drove to the gas station after obliterating their tiny feathered bodies with my slingshot. Their thin, hollow bones crunched like glass beneath my car tires as I drove away. The gas station attendant was on the ball. He bounced off of it when he saw me pull up and came outside. "Nice car," he said, admiring my ride. "Thanks. It cost me an arm and a leg," I told him, pointing to the stumps on my left side. He looked slightly shocked for some reason. "You traded your... Man, you must really love cars." "This one, I do. I always fantasized about owning a Porsche. Finally managed to get my hand on one after all these years. Piece of advice, kid. Don't give up on your dreams." Who the hell would trade a car for body parts, and why? The weather started getting bad again, and I saw a few cats and dogs beginning to splatter on the sidewalk once more. "What the hell?" the attendant screamed, stumbling backwards. More animals were falling from the sky now, soaking the streets in blood, which ran down the sides of the road into the sewers. The coppery smell of sanguineous fluid hung heavy in the air. "Are those cats? What, you've never seen rain before?" The guy was stuttering, shaking, his eyes wide with what I realized was fear. "What the hell is going on? Is this a dream?" he asked, pinching himself. I could tell the guy was on something. He was acting as if he had never witnessed a rain shower. Sure enough, his boss opened up the door to the gas station and popped his head out. "Jackson, what are you wasting that man's time for? Pump the damn gas already. You're on thin ice as it is." The attendant looked down to his feet and saw the ice indeed cracking beneath him. It broke with a crash, and he fell down into the frozen waters below the gas station. His face came up to the surface, but not where he had fallen in. A current had taken him a little ways away, and now he couldn't find the hole to climb back out of the water. He pounded on the ice with his palms, his face turning blue as the water. The owner looked down at him and sighed. "I told you, Jackson, you either sink or swim in this world." As I grew older, I stopped believing in fairy tales. It wasn't because I grew out of it, like most kids do. No. It was nothing like that at all. I remember it being Christmas Eve. I was 7 or so. Excited, of course, to see my presents the next morning. I went to bed as soon as I could, yet I couldn't sleep from the excitement. In the middle of the night, I heard something downstairs. Being the curious person I've always been, I started to silently walk downstairs. And there it was, Santa, laying the gifts under the tree. Yet, there was something different about him. I turned the lights on, and I wasn't prepared for the bloody scene that I saw. A corpse on the floor without skin. The person aside from it, all bloody from the murder and the skinning, wearing Santa's skin. The person resembled my dad. Now that I think of it, I smile as I think back on it while taking the skin off another corpse. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I grinned as I started placing the gifts. Hello, spooky crew. I hope you enjoyed this week's collection of spooky TikTok stories. If you're interested in checking the stories out, they are linked down below. If you want to check out any of my other socials, or you would like to see the actual TikTok videos for yourself, they are down below. And as always, stay spooky and stay glamorous. And I will see you guys in the next one.